Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to Dan Rock's Rock Box. I hope we're all well. Hope we've all had a good weekend. If you weren't with us last night, then full moon blessings to you all. Hope you've all had a great day and a good start to the week. Hey, Georgie. Nice that you're putting up your tree. Bless you. Getting into the festive spirit. 1st of December tomorrow. We are nearly at the end of the year. Hey Laurie, hope you're well. Hey Carolyn, hey Addy, hey Anne Marie. Hope we're all well. Thank you for being here. So tonight is Monday night. So we're going back up the chakra ladders. We started with the base, then the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the higher heart. Then last week was the throat. And this week we're looking at the third eye chakra, a little bit about it and the 6 crystals I bring to that workshop. Oh, Addy, we were ready for the full moon altar promptly at 7, only to realise that you did it at 5. Yes, sorry. All the altars we do will be at 5 o'clock, especially if they're on a Sunday, because we want to enjoy an evening to ourselves. And on Sunday, we have his Dark Materials on, which I sit and watch. So, yeah, I like to do the altars early. So, yeah, everything else is at 7, but the altars are at 5. It's a nice thing to do in an early evening rather than at 7 o'clock. Evening, Lucy. So, yeah, sorry about that. I'm sure I did mention it. Hey, Sylvia. Either on Saturday with Melaine or throughout last week. Thank you, Addy. Evening, Shardy. So I hope we're all well. So the third eye chakra. So the concept of this is seeing, especially in a spiritual and a psychic sense. The 6th chakra is related to heightened spiritual growth. It helps you to develop positive attitudes and a more selfless and a humanitarian attitude to life. Having a stronger 6th chakra may allow you to utilize your enhanced inner guidance, which comes from stronger intuitive abilities. So it's the brow chakra. So in the center here, the pineal gland is related to the third eye chakra. The physical associations, the forehead, the eyes. We've still got the ears. I was about to say the nose then, like I don't know the parts of my bodies. We still work with the ears here. So ears are associated with the throat and the third eye as well, the nose and the brain. Any incense for the third eye is sandalwood, star anise, rosemary. And the colour is indigo. Although, again, there are the blues that we can take up to there as well. Evening, Sammy. Nice for you to join us. And the third eye, the mantra for the third eye is I see. The base is I am. The sacral is I feel. The solar plexus I can or I do. Oh, come on. Don't you just love it when your webcam stops? It is a full moon lunar eclipse as well. Yeah, I banged the table. The table hits the cord of the webcam, and there you go. Poof, into darkness. So yeah, so the mantras, we work with the base, which is I am. The affirmation, I feel, is the sacral. I do or I can with the solar plexus. The heart is I love. The higher heart is I relate. The throat is I express or I speak. And then the third I is I see. So we've got some affirmations here that I'll share with you. These are the ones that we've made up. Obviously, take on board what is relevant in your life. All of our circumstances are different, and adapt these sentences, these affirmations to your life. So the first one, I see and take responsibility for the reality I have created. I see the bigger picture. I see the light within every soul. I see myself in alignment with divine universal wisdom. I see all viewpoints. I seek wisdom and guidance in all situations. So those sentences, and it's nice to have those affirmations because we can say them to us. And when we say that, either I am, I feel, I can, I do, I love, I see. When we say that mantra in the affirmation, our words know where they're going and which chakra it is that they need to resonate with. So by I see, those sentences know that they're going up to the third eye. And when we say those, have a sense of how it makes us feel saying those affirmations. Obviously, your sentences will be different according to your lifestyle. And if there's any that don't sit right, if there's any that you can't say seriously, then there may be imbalances with your third eye chakra. And signs of imbalance within the third eye is feeling stuck in the daily grind without being able to look beyond your problems and set a guiding vision for yourself. So if you can just think that this is it, this is the mundane problem, this is what you're doing, and you've got no goal, you've got no expectation, you've got nothing to work at, you're just doing that, go to bed, waking up, going to there. You need to set yourself some goals, you need to set yourself an ambition. An overactive third eye chakra without support from the rest of the chakra system may manifest as fantasies that appear more real than reality. Indulgence in psychic fantasies and illusions. So this is why I only do a chakra workshop. So people are working on the chakras and working on that ladder. If I had people coming to the third eye chakra workshop and they hadn't worked on any of the lower ones, then that's where you start being with the fairies. Although that's not a bad thing, but we need to be grounded. We need to know that we can come back to earth. And sometimes people start living in that world and forget that this is the real world. This is what we're all about. So when are you restarting these workshops? I need to balance everything. Oh, Shardy. I mean, we had talks that the workshops we were going to look at doing in January. But at the moment, I'm not comfortable doing it then. So for me, I'm holding back. I want people to be comfortable. I don't want there to be any PPE. I don't want there to be any masks. It really just, it takes away from the relaxing, fun way of doing the workshops. So yeah, I know that there are people who want to go onto the chakra workshops. But I am in a way I am slipping them in to other workshops without announcing that they're Sharker workshops. So last weekend, well, this Saturday just gone, we did the Return to the Sea, where we connected with animal guides and connected with crystals. And each one of those was associated with a chakra. So that was a kind of a chakra workshop without the practical. So that's the way that I'm looking at, is to do more alongside those on Zoom, but not calling them my chakra workshops, because they're my babies and I love doing those in person, and nothing can replace doing them in person because of the practical. At the end of it is what it's all about, is getting that understanding and the placement of where the stones are, and feeling the benefits, feeling the effects of having a healing session, working from the base and working up as you're going through the development and the journey. So my animal workshops, they are kind of my chakra online workshops, just hidden under the animal and the crystal topics. So on Saturday we delved in with seal, and seal are associated with clear quartz. So we looked at the crown chakra, and one of the because the mantra for the crown chakra is I know, and one of the affirmations is I know my life's purpose. And some people on that workshop was like, oh, that's the sentence I can't really take because I don't really know my life's purpose. And I said, and that is why, again, I build up the layers of the workshops, because again, by working with the base, working with the sacral, getting those foundation blocks and bringing those chakras into balance, when we get to the crown, we're at a such more better outlook and on a better platform to know than what we would if we didn't do any of the work and just went straight in and thought, I know. No, you don't. And then we looked at basking shark, which I associated with aquamarine. And then we looked at bottlenose dolphin with Larimar, and they're both on the throat. So then we looked at the throat chakra there. And then we ended it with humpback whale, which was an amazing meditation. It's beautiful. And we associated that with iolite, which is a universal chakra. So it was a way out there, chakra crystals. So yeah, that's the way I'm looking at doing them on Zoom, is to incorporate them, because it all melts together, and the project I've got in the background really draws it all in. But so yeah, they're my chakra online workshops, but not like we do face to face, if that makes sense. So yeah, nothing wrong with being in the fairies, Sylvia, nothing at all being there, but it's knowing that that is fantasy and this is real. Yeah, I think there's a Queen song in there somewhere. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? So yeah, and it's knowing that difference is what is good. If it's overactive, that's when we start believing that, oh wow, you know, Mickey Mouse has come round for a cup of tea. Woo, you know, I'm just going to go with Scooby-Doo in the mystery machine and find some ghosts. You know, it's a bit, look, as much as we all like to see dragons and bears and tigers and everything, we just need to know that that's fantasy. This is reality. Not being able to establish a vision for oneself and realize it. So again, this is about the ambitions, the goals, the desires, a little bit working up to our life's purpose, a little bit working on that of what do you want to achieve? What do you want to proceed with? What's fueling you? What's What is Shardy all about? What is Sarah all about? What is Sylvia? And that's, you know, it's finding your drive and your ambition to go, not just like, well, I just go to my fast food job and I toss a burger and I clock out and I go home. Then I wake up again, I toss a burger. You know, it's just that we're not on a conveyor belt. Come on, break the cycle. Let's give ourselves an ambition. Yeah, it's, you know, I worked with somebody with one of my jobs. I thought it was going to be a brilliant job because the timings were great. It was 9:30 till 3:30. It was beautiful shifts. It was amazing. And my manager had been there for 21 years. 21 years. And it was the most boring, most mind-numbing job ever. I was bored. I was so bored. And he'd been there for 21. His assistant had been there for 18. And I was just thinking, how could you be here for that long? Where's your drive? Where's your ambition? Why are you not, you know, studying something? Why are you not planning on achieving something beyond this? But this job was their life. It was their be all and end all. And it was just like, oh God, no, this should just be a stopgap. This should just be something nice and cushy while you're training or while you're planning on a bigger picture. And it's like, this can't be a bigger picture. This is just soul destroying. You know, I mean, obviously that's my intake. For some people, you know, for them it rang their bell, but for me it turned my bell to rust. And no, I had to get out there. It was just, no, I'm not dead yet, as Pink would say. Rejection of everything spiritual or beyond the unusual. So this is where this is not open or very underactive. I don't want to say closed, because there's a lot of things out there to say that your chakras are closed, and your chakras can't be closed. The only time your chakras are closed is when you're on that morgue slab. The day you die is the day your chakras close. So underactive, when your third eye is underactive, and we are just not accepting that spiritual vision, the dreams, the coincidences, you know, seeing something on TV time and time and again and go, oh, that's spooky, or oh, that, and you're just like, no, you've got no sense of that, and you just put it to one side. Not being able to see the greater picture. I should have gave my two ex-workers some third eye stones. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't the length of time that was the problem. It was the satisfaction of that job. For me, there was no satisfaction. It was, the menus were the same week in, week out. So every Monday it was this. So every Monday we cook this. It was just, yeah, you know, I mean, yes, if you love your job, I mean, I love hospitality. You know, that's why I was in it for 25 years. I loved that trade. But yeah, so being in a job for 32 years, amazing. And as long as it's giving you that satisfaction, as long as it gives you that drive and that passion, brilliant. But I just couldn't find the drive, the passion in this place. I was just like, oh God, you know, I may as well have been in a morgue. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Laurie, I'm glad you understand where I'm coming from, because it's great to have good years on your job. There's nothing worse. When I used to look at employing staff and seeing their CVs, and they've got a new job every month, and you're thinking, so how long are you going to be here for? So yes. So yeah, not being able to see the greater picture and lack of clarity. And at a physical level, an imbalance of the third eye. So I've just snorted some incense smoke. Bless me. So yeah, so the physical signs can be migraines, problems with your sinuses, poor vision, insomnia. A balanced third eye. A balanced third eye chakra will allow you to feel equally in tune with the physical world and the material world. Psychic information will flow through you, much like the information you obtain from your five senses, but it will not overwhelm you. And that's the big thing there, of it not overwhelming you. When we're seeing through this, when we've developed our gift, our psychic connections, that should come through just like your other senses. So just like we learnt to touch, just like we learnt to smell, to taste, to see, to hear, it should be on there. It shouldn't just be like, woof. It should be a deep impact. It should not overwhelm. If it's overwhelming you, then we've got an overactive chakra, and we just need to hone in on it a bit and just focus it and slow it down. And balancing the chakras and removing stress is a lifelong process that is meant to be enjoyed daily. And these are the worksheets that I read from. So when people come to the chakra workshops, or if you've been to a mini chakra talk that I do at the Lighthouse or the Healing Weekend or at other events, we have these printouts to give to people. Hey Glenda, hope you're well, sweetheart. So how can we work with the third eye? So we've got the crystals, but just like last week, we do have the third eye tuning forks. Don't know if you can. No, it does say inscribed there, the third eye tuning forks. So again, we've got the long one, the unweighted or the normal tuning fork. And then we've got the weighted tuning fork. The non-weighted is more for me to listen, to hear that frequency and send it to the chakra it's resonated. So if this had a red knob, it would be going down to the base. Yes, I'm keeping a straight face. I said red and I said knob. And if it was orange, it would be going down to the sacral. This is a darker blue and indigo, so it's going to the third eye. So I would listen to that and let the frequency meet with the third eye. Whereas this one, it's a little bit more of a physical. And I love doing this in my last job. Okay, Sammy, bless you. Shardy, you got a long one. Couldn't resist. Sorry. That's fine. That is fine. We have to drop a clanger every now and again. But yeah, my last job, because I was the secretary there, and it was an amazing place to work. They really cared for their staff. It was a restaurant that I used to work at, and we used to have well-being days once a month where the kitchen would cook a well-being breakfast. I mean, it wasn't nothing well-being about it. There was your sausage, your bacon, your scrambled eggs. I mean, there was no smashed avocado and healthy stuff. It was a full English breakfast. And we'd all get together and chat and talk about our well-being, our mind, how we're feeling. Is there anyone suffering? Is there anyone that needs a bit of support? And I brought the tuning forks in one day for people to work with. And it was great when we got to the third eye, because we all became Daleks. We all just walked around and we were hitting it and placing on our heads. And Dalek is the politest way I put it. I think somebody mentioned dickhead, but there we go. Kids in pubs. So when we're working with the frequency of the tuning forks, they have a frequency. So the hertz for the third eye is 221.23 hertz. Let me just type that in a banner. I should have had that in a banner. So there we go. So that's the frequency for the third eye. Red knob in your bass. Lucy, with no. So, and then we've also got the tone. So starting with the bass, the tone for the bass is C. The sacral is D. The solar plexus is E. The heart is F. And if you ever get lost on the tonage, always know that the heart is F. It connects to the universe. It's the same frequency as Om. So the heart is F. The throat is G. And then we start again at the beginning. So the third eye is A. And then the crown is B. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'll see if you can have a little listen. I like this one. I can listen to this for a while. It's a beautiful. I am a third eye child. I love the indigo color. I love the crystals associated with the third eye, and the sound. Oh, did it? I didn't know how well you could hear it. Yeah. And then we've got the deeper one. We've got the deeper one, which is so with this one, it's more on a physical. Then you just place. I was about to say something else then, but it is so nice, so nice. They are amazing. I should actually, I should put some of these up on the market. Because our tuning forks are stock. So the 221.23 hertz. The third eye is the same frequency as the planet Venus. This fork helps with the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is a light sensitive gland that produces the hormone melatonin, and it regulates the sleep and awakening. Yes, we do sell them. Yeah. So the non-weighted, these are £22 each. And then the weighted, they're £26 each. So yes. Normally the non-weighted would be 25 and the weighted would be 28. So yes, so that's the frequency, that's the thing of them. And yes, I might well, they're there for anybody, you don't have to wait for the market, but I might select a few to put up there. Oh my word, talking about the waterfront, and one of the members of staff has come on. How are you, Reese? Mrs.'s daddy. I've just been talking about the waterfront and working with the tuning forks. I hope you're well. I really miss the waterfront. So hopefully when it's all open, I'll come down and annoy you all. Yes. Do you sell them? We used to do them as sets. We used to do a set of the non-weighted, and we did a set of the weighted, but they all went, and we're not going to get any more in there. So I am all good. I am all good, Reese. Absolutely. Hope you're well. Yeah, I will definitely be down, mate. Definitely. Absolutely. So yes. So then we have the oh, I love you, Jack. Jack, don't go, Jack. Jack, come back. And I love you too, Kelly. Oh, I miss you guys. I miss you guys so much. So much. Oh, so the crystals that we can use for the third eye, okay, is the blue lace agate. Now, some of you out there will go a little bit crazy because it's blue. It should be for the throat. Yes, it can be. And I love this. Blue lace agate snail. Now, I must admit, it wouldn't be the first time I've had a snail trail on my face. But blue lace agate for me is really great at cooling and calming the mind's eye, and really soothing. Shardy, she was saying when I was playing the tuning fork that it was making your headache go. Blue lace agate is just like that. It's cooling, it's soothing. I always have a piece next to me, and it's just so nice just to have it on your temples to make it go. I will definitely be down, guys. I will be down and seeing you all. It's so nice to see you. I could cry. Love you all. Big kisses all round. Yes, I would leave a snail trail any day, Reese. So, yeah. And also, I bring blue lace agate into the third eye chakra because it's one of the safest for children. You've got to be really, really careful with children using the third eye chakra stones, because some of them are so intense, so powerful, and children are very receptible, and they don't need that much encouragement in the third eye because they're young, and this is still there. It's still aware and still working. It's not gone through the phases as we have as humans, where it's shut down and needs encouraging. Children's third eyes don't need that much encouraging. They just need support. They need a support around it and encouraging with it. So yeah, any of these other crystals that I'll show you won't suit children. Blue lace agate is my only one I would use for the child's one, because it just cools, it soothes and supports that. Is there certain crystal you should not use on all the chakras? No, not really. I mean, the only one that comes to my mind I wouldn't put on my third eye would be black tourmaline. And that's because for me, it's just so heavy. It's so grounding. That for me, I'd feel if I put black tourmaline on my third eye, I would just face plant. I'll just feel it's just like I'd start walking on my head. All for children. No, all the base, the 6 that I use for the base, they're all good for children. Especially black tourmaline, especially if they're right little, if they love their E numbers, black tourmaline would be good just to ground them. Sacral, fine. Solar plexus, I wouldn't use malachite or bumblebee jasper. No. Very toxic. I wouldn't use those. So the heart, all good. Higher heart is all good. Throat is all good. Even though we've got chrysocolla up there, but for me, chrysocolla would come into its own by empowering the female. So I'm not talking about kids with chrysocolla. I'm talking more teenage girls, you know, where the body is changing. Chrysocolla would really support them. Sorry, what do you mean by toxic? Just their mineral content, Sammy. I know, sorry, I just went, oh, it's toxic, and moved on. Malachite is a copper mineral. So it contains 50% of copper, and so much copper in that it would be very toxic to us if we were to ingest it or make it into elixir. Even with it just being ingested, I still wouldn't put that on naked skin. I'd make sure that there was clothing, and I'd make sure that there was a blanket. But for me, malachite would be too powerful again. Just like these third eye crystals are too powerful for a child's third eye, malachite would be too powerful for a child's solar plexus. And bumblebee jasper is made up of sulfur and arsenic. So obviously you don't want to leave your child in a room with bumblebee jasper, because we all want to put things in our mouths. You know, you see something, it's in the mouth. So yeah, and again, because it contains the sulfur and the arsenic from the volcanic environment it's formed in. So again, the volcanic energy of bumblebee is too powerful for a child. So I wouldn't use malachite or bumblebee jasper for the solar plexus on a child. So yeah, and the throat chakras, they're all good. And like I say, even though chrysocolla is the sister to malachite, so it's got the copper mineral in there, but I would use that more for the older children, and boys and girls, who are going through that change, puberty, going through the hormones, stuff like that, where they're not liking themselves, where they've got an issue with body conscious, body image wise. The copper minerals would be, chrysocolla would be great for that, to really bring in the power of themselves. So yeah, so the third eye, blue lace agate is up there, most definitely. And You could change it. I mean, last week we had blue calcite in the throat. You could change it up. Bring the blue calcite to the third eye. Bring blue lace agate down to the throat. Vice versa. There's a lot of juggling around here with the blues and the indigos. And there's some that I agree, yeah, change it up. And there's some that I'm like, no, that is throat. Like chrysocolor and aquamarine is throaty for me. Sodalite and kyanite and demortierite, that's very third eye for me. I wouldn't mix the two. So, yeah. I love the snail. He is the coolest blue lace agate snail ever. He's even got eyes. So the next one is Appetite. Blue Appetite. And for me, this is a great one for the third eye because of the name Appetite, food for thought. So with our mind, our thought process, really bringing in that food for thought. So when I was saying about imbalances, so lack of clarity, blue appetite, not being able to see the bigger picture, and the the one with having no vision for yourself. If you've got no, if you're lacking ambition, if you're lacking drive, if you've not got the willpower, blue appetite will come in, give you food for thought, get your hamster running in your wheel, and get things on track, finding things to look forward to. Again, for children, blue appetite to go off from the third eye, but blue appetite is good for children, especially around eating habits. And I don't just mean bulimia or anorexia, but fussy eaters. They don't want to eat it because they've got that choice of, I don't have to eat it. Well, when I grew up, I had no choice. I ate it, or it was there for the following breakfast or the following lunchtime. It was the only thing on my table until I ate it. Nowadays, they have a choice. But blue appetite is really good for a healthy appetite, as the word suggests. So having this in a dining room or in a kitchen allows us to be in that energy to look after what we're putting inside ourselves. So trying to turn us into a more healthier option, making sure that the kids are having a balanced diet. If we keep appetite on the dining room table, then it encourages a healthier conversation, conversations that are for the dinner table. So we're not going to get silly, we're not going to get destructive behavior. We're going to keep it quite nice and constructive around the dinner table. So blue appetite is a really nice stone for the third eye, and then it's got its other uses like all the others. But while we were talking about children, I thought I'd drop that one in there as well. Blue kyanite, one of my absolute faves. Love blue kyanite. And again, this would be a great one for those imbalances of not being able to establish a vision for oneself and realize it, and that rejection of everything spiritual or beyond the unusual. This will really bring in that spiritual balance and allow you to process it. It's a very protective stone. Blue kyanite is also known as Michael's sword, after Archangel Michael. And as we can see there, we've got that pearlescence going through. So just like a sword with that sheen, that mirror image, it protects us from any negative energy coming our way. But it's not like tourmaline. It won't hold the energy. It rebounds it back and returns it to sender. So a beautiful crystal. Some people take it to the throat. I use it on the third eye. It's where it stays with me. But I can see why people take it to the throat, because it can protect your communication, and especially if we're communicating upwards, then I can see where it will go there. So I can see it. I've not got the need for it yet. And then we have the beautiful labradorite. And this really sits with the third eye to really bring the psychic ability, help us to harness it. Because when we step into the spiritual community, it's a whole world. You know, you've got your tarot readers, you've got your list of therapists, you've got your list of things, astrology, crystals, different readings, clairvoyant, medium, clairsentient, oracle reader, tarot reader, dice reading, foot reading, palmistry. There is so much out there. So you could just be like, right, I want to learn it all and I want to bring it all in. Labradorite is really good at focusing. If you've got lack of clarity, labradorite brings in that clarity and allows us to select just the one. Labradorite was one of my first crystals I ever worked with. And it's been so good for me because it's just allowed me to just connect and work with crystals. Yes, I know that there are things coming through. Yes, I get messages. Yes, I see things. Yes, I want to open that door. But labradorite is like focus on one thing and then allow things to develop from there. So it's good. It allows you to become more of a specialist, and just hone in on that skill and that talent and that pathway. And there's other ways where, you know, you can bring those roots in. You know, like my workshops with the chakras, just by doing the chakras, so many paths has opened up to me and so many avenues. I've took that workshop and developing it. I talk about it on my radio show. So yeah, connecting that chakra energy with the animal energy, with the crystal energy, it's really taken me onto different paths, but I'm on the same tree. Yeah, the trunk is crystals, but the path, the branches are all from that same tree. I've not been a squirrel and jumped from one tree to the next. I've stuck true to who I am and what my passion is. So labradorite is good for that. It is, Kate. It is an ammonite shell. So I like the ammonite shell because it is that development. Again, it's that spiral. So if you are in the center and you work your way out, and as you develop, you become more and more attuned, more and more refined. Let me just have a look. Would black tourmaline help me sleep without waking up all the time with thoughts running through my head? No, not really, because black tourmaline is a holding stone. It holds you. So for me, black tourmaline would perhaps hold you there and allow you to process those thoughts. Why are those thoughts running through your head? To get rid of them. Yeah, for me, I would perhaps go for a calcite. a calcite, maybe a blue calcite, that's going to just support the mental clarity and allow that to come through. Evening, Kate. Yes, and I love blue kyanite as well. Yes. Addy, I love labradorite. For me, it brings to mind the beauty in the dark, in the unknown. Absolutely. Definitely. I like that. Brilliant. Yes. And I mean, I do have a personal connection with labradorite, but now's not the time nor place to share that story. One day I'll tell the story, but today is not that day. And so then we have sodalite. I think it's called a Parliament of Owls. So these are beautiful sodalite owls. That are carved. You got that one in the middle there. So sodalite is a beautiful crystal for the third eye. And for me, it's a catch-22. It's all about your intuition. For me, I connect it not to owl. I do connect it to another nighttime creature, which is the bat, more precise, the pipistrelle bat. And I'll be talking about that next Sunday on the Oasis weekend. And for me, with sodalite, it's got two energies. It can either take you deep down into the ocean or deep down into the bat's cave. And if it takes you down, then if there is an issue with your intuition, if there is something going on, you're sensing something. If it's deep down in the sea, if it's deep down in the bat cave, it lies with you. There is something here that needs looking at, needs seeing. If it takes you out into space, if it takes you out into the bat cave, out of the bat cave, and you're flying around the night sky, then that issue lies with somebody else. We may need to look further afield to see where that is. Is there somebody in your group that's a bit of a snake in the grass? So it really brings in your intuition, sodalite. Very powerful stone, very intense. So that's why I like to use it for that. If I feel like there's wool being pulled over my eyes, and I haven't got no knitting needles to make anything with, then I will work with sodalite and go, right, I've got an issue here. You know, is that kind of like that paranoia, you know, when you're in a group of people and you just feel like, are people talking about me? Am I really appreciated here? And you're trying to think, actually, is that just my own silly thoughts, or is that what's happening? I will sit with sodalite, and if it takes me down into the ocean, if it takes me into the bat cave, then I know it's with me. So if it's that situation, I'm like, right, okay, that's my own mind then. Let's sort that out. Put that to bed. I need to stop thinking about those things. If it takes me out into the night sky, out into space, then I know, oh, okay, right, the situation is out there. So it's not me thinking that. I am picking up on something. Does that make sense? So that's where I would use sodalite for, is to really harness your intuition and getting that sorted. So it's gorgeous. I love my owls of sodalite. Superb. And then finally, we've got the mortuorite, a very lovely blue. Now, iolite, which is one of my favorite stones, would have been in this collection. It's a third eye stone. However, because of the input of the groups who have been on my physical chakra workshops and how they want to progress, they wanted me to explore the 7 higher chakras. So then when we open up the higher chakras, the other crystals, other energies will move up further. So iolite is in the universal chakra along with lapis lazuli. They are both quite celestial beings, with tanzanite as well. Quite high vibe, star traveling, astral traveling beings of crystals. So that's where they are. So if you're thinking, where's lapis? Where's iolite? That's where they are. We'll explore them when we get to that one. But if we're just working with the 7 main chakras, then iolite and lapis would have been here. So I brought the mortiorite on to take the place of iolite, because this one might be good for you, Addy, to sleep with, because the mortiorite just empties your mind. It's another one like iolite, where overactive, overthinking, just over, and you're getting those headaches. You're putting your blue lace agate on there to try and calm the headaches, but nothing's working because the hamster's had a can of Red Bull and is now doing 90 on the wheel. The mortiorite needs to come in and just soothes and just brings to ease your mind and just stop, empty it. So like sodalite, where sodalite took you to space, demortiorite will kind of like bring the universe into your mind and just expand your mind and go, right, let's prioritize. What is the hamster running around with? Does it need to be running with this, or can we just expel that? Bring in what we need to think about, what's urgent, what's not so urgent, and then just organizes your mind like a filing cabinet. So it's like, right, okay, instead of me trying to worry about 20 things, now I've got 19 things that, hey, that I've got another month before I worry about that. Put that to the back of my mind. I've got one thing now to work on and to focus on. So the mortiorite is a great one. So yeah, brilliant for sleeping. Absolutely a real nice crystal to sleep with, the mortiorite. Definitely very soothing. So yeah, that could be a good one for you guys. If you're really struggling with your sleep, if something is working with you and you need to just have a calm night, a calm mind, the mortiorite is really good. Right. So that is the 6 crystals that I take to the 3rd eye chakra. Like I said, there are so many more that you can have. And again, don't be afraid to experiment with the throat ones and the 3rd eye ones. Experiment. You know, you're not going to be doing any harm. Just see what resonates. And also experiment with the 3rd eye and the crown chakras. A lot of them can interlink. And next Monday, we'll look at those. And I will be bringing white, clear white, and violet crystals to that, because we can work with the 2 colours. To keep in line with the rainbow system, it would be violet, but we also work with clear quartz on there as well. So I'll be bringing some white ones there too. So any questions at all about tonight? Anything at all? These are just quick refreshers. These are just quick recaps. But yeah, so because of the Christmas run up, I will just say next Monday we'll be working with the crown. Then the following Monday we're going to start with the higher chakras. So we're going to start with the Earth Star. We're going to do that, and then we're breaking until the new year. Then after the new year, we will then work with the Soul Star. We've already worked with the higher heart chakra. That's one of the higher hearts. That's one of the higher chakras. So when we come back, we'll work with the Soul Star, the Spirit chakra, the Universal chakra, the Galactic chakra, and then we end with the Divine Gateway. So they'll be in the new year. So something to bring a new start in. Yeah, Wednesday night, we're not on tomorrow night because our special guests have ended now till the new year. So Wednesday night is our market night. We've got some amazing pieces coming up. So yes, please do join us for that. Again, please don't just think that by purchasing you are supporting us. There are so many ways that you can support us. Okay, like our posts, share our posts, comment, just coming on to our lives and sitting and commenting or just absorbing the information is so much more supportive for us. We love it. We don't want people to have angry letters from their bank managers because they've got a collection of crystals from ROX, but they've not paid their mortgage. Okay. Obviously it helps us as a business that way, but there are so many ways that you guys can help us, and you are doing an amazing job. I'm so grateful of the community we've got and the support that you give us. It's amazing. So thank you, and please keep it up. And then that is it for this week. I've got my show on Thursday night on UK Serenity Radio. That's at 6 o'clock. This week we're talking about the garden spider, apotholite, and the soul star chakra. And I'm also sitting down putting together next week's show, which is smooth snake, golden healer, and the spirit chakra. So I'm touching on those chakras already on my radio shows. So if you want to have a little bit of what it's all about, then do join me there. I've got 2 workshops coming up this weekend. I have the dark crystals, which I know Sammy is going to. There are still spaces on that. So we are sending out the crystals Wednesday for that. You get your crystals sent to you. So if you can't tell your difference between your black tourmaline and your black onyx to your black obsidian, we send out 8 crystals and we sit and we connect and look at the differences between them. So you get 8 different crystals that are dark and we look at that. And then we've got the platonic solids workshop on the Sunday, or is that the Saturday? One of the days I've got the dark crystals, and the other day that I'm not doing the dark crystals, I'm doing the platonic solids. So we're working with the 5 platonics and the shapes, and we're working through those, and there's still space for that, and you get sent a platonic set there, either in amethyst, clear quartz, or black obsidian. So if anybody's interested in any of those 2 workshops, let me know, because I'll be sending out the crystals for all of those on Wednesday, so they get to you guys in time. It is the Oasis weekend. I'm hoping to perhaps be doing a little bit of hosting, but Saturday my workshop starts at 12 till 4. So I don't know if I'll be doing any then. And then On Sunday, my workshop starts at 10 till 2. Because at 3 o'clock, I am doing a workshop on the Oasis weekend. I'm talking about the hibernating and reawakening. So I'm going to be talking about the 3 mammals that truly hibernate in the UK. And so I'll be talking about hedgehog, hazel dormouse, and bat, in particular the pipistrelle bat. And then I'll be talking about the 3 crystals I connect with those 3. And then we're going to go into a meditation and using our 3 guidance chakras, our sacral, our higher heart, and our third eye, we get to choose which animal we go with to soak up that energy. And then we come out, reawaken, ready for the new year. And that's at Sunday at 3 o'clock over on the Oasis weekend. It's £5 a day for that weekend. And you get seven workshops a day. Brilliant collaboration of facilitators on there. It's a really great weekend. But if you just want to do one workshop, maybe a dark crystals or platonic solids, spend a whole day working with them. But yeah, right. It smells like the pasta's cooked. Dinner time is ready. So guys, have a great week. I hope that was useful for you and you learned a little bit, and hopefully see you here Wednesday. If not, I will see you over the weekend at my workshops or at Oasis. But whatever you do, have fun, have love, and have lots and lots of laughter. Oh, and don't forget to tune in to UK 70 Radio on Thursday to listen to Crystal Cornucopia with me, Daniel Neal. Good night, all. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.